Hello all. Today we shall be analyzing a manuscript. This manuscript is a copy of Hanuman Chalisa, and Hanuman Chalisa is a hymn written in praise of Lord Hanuman by Goswami Tulasidas, and it is written in the language Awadhi. We will not be bothered about the contents of the manuscript per se, but we will be analyzing the orthography of the script. The script over here which has been used is Nagari. Nagari is an older form of script which is no longer prevalent, and Nagari is essentially the parent script of scripts such as Devanagari, Gujarati, Nandinagari, etc. Devanagari is a script, the modern day script is used to write modern Hindi, modern Marathi, modern Nepali, to a limited extent Sanskrit, modern Sanskrit and other languages for which there are no specific scripts in India. Similarly, Gujarati script is used to write modern day Gujarati language and to a certain limited extent Sanskrit. Nandinagari is another extinct alphabet which was used to write Sanskrit. But this script is a Nagari script. This manuscript is written in Nagari. Now, a characteristic difference between Devanagari from its parent script Nagari is the absence of Shirorekha or the presence of Shirorekha in Devanagari. So if I were to write Ganesha, then I would be writing something like this: Ga, then Na with an Ekara which makes it Ne and Sha. Ganesha always uses the Talavyasha, which is the palatal sibilant. It is different from Sa, which is the Dantasa, and Sha, which is the Murdhanyasha. So Ganesha ends with a palatal sibilant, which is Sha. So this horizontal line which you see over here is what is a Shirorekha. Now this Shirorekha is absent in the parent script Nagari, which is written like this: Ga, then Na with an Ekara and a Sha. Ganesha. So this is the difference between a Nagari script and the Devanagari script. It should be noted that the Shirorekha is not entirely absent in the Nagari script, but it is partially absent. If we analyze the Gujarati script, in the Gujarati script, the Shirorekha is entirely absent. For example, Ga, Ne, and Sha. So in Gujarati, the Shirorekha is entirely absent, but in Nagari, it is not entirely absent, but is partially absent. It is discontinuous, essentially. Now, coming back to our text over here, so what we see, the first symbol over here, which we see in our text is Om. This is the Om which we are speaking about. The form of Om is once again significant over here. The reason being, in Devanagari, a Om is typically written with a Dirgha U, and a Chandrabindu on top of it. So this would be an Om in Devanagari, but in this it has been written as an O. If I were to use a similar form in the Devanagari alphabet, then we would have written it as thus: an Okara with a Anuswara. With an Anuswara. This is what has been used in this particular manuscript. This is not unknown of because it is something which is used. The Telugu script would use an O with an Anuswara, and the Tamil script typically uses an O and a Makara in continuum. Om, which forms Om. So here, what has been done is an O and Anuswara has been used to write Om. Then it says Om Shri Ganesha Ya Namaha. What it says is Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. It is essentially a salutation to Lord Vigneshwara. The reason why the scribe might have written is it is typical in India to start anything with a salutation to Lord Vigneshwara, who is the Lord of obstacles. So he, in order that this inscription be successfully completed, that is, in order that the scribe may be able to successfully complete the copying of this particular manuscript, Ganesha has been ignored. Ganesha has been invoked. It ends with the two vertical bars. Now, in Indian scripts, we typically lack punctuation in all the Indian scripts. In most of the modern Indian scripts, whatever punctuation we see, be it a comma or a full stop or a hyphen or a question mark or an exclamation mark, are all borrowings from European languages, primarily English. In Indian languages, we lack punctuation. The only two punctuations which we have is one is a single vertical line and the double vertical line. These two vertical lines, known as viramas, are used to denote the completion or a commencement of an idea. So, since here the salutation of Lord Vigneshwara has ended, hence he has put down two vertical lines, a viramam over here. Then it says further Om Sri. Now here it should be noted that the Sri over here and the Sri over here seem to be orthographically different. The fact that Nagari script historically was written using a brush makes it, uh, due to the usage of a brush, the orthography was not very sharp. Hence, sometimes we might find bit different orthography to express the same font. So here the Shri and this Shri are both of them are same essentially. It says Shri Ra Ma Ya Na Maha. Ma and a Visarga Namaha. It is Om Shri Ramaya Namaha. So that which is a salutation to Lord Rama. Then it says another Om Ja Ya Ha Nu Man Ta Ga Na Gu Na Sa Ga Ra. Says Jaya Hanumanta Gyanaguna Sagara. So here we should note that the original text, people who are aware with the Avadhi text or the more prevalent form of Ramcharitmanas is Jaya Hanumana Jnana Guna Sagara. But here it is written Jaya Hanumanta Jnana Guna Sagara. First thing is this has not been written by Tulasidasa. And another important thing which should be noted over here that in ancient India, there used to be professional scribes who would be hired to copy down a manuscript. Now, the scribe might or might not be proficient in the language of the manuscript, but might be knowing the script as such. Hence, such uh, differences of text would occur. This was compounded by the fact that many a times often laymen would be acting as scribes who would not be as educated as a proper priest or a scholar or a scribe might be. But the laymen would be acting as scribes to acquire religious merit. Copying of manuscripts was considered a meritorious act in nature. Hence, they would be copying down manuscripts. Similarly, so they sometimes would be editing the text continuously in a way which would make more sense to them than the original text. Now, this typically was not the case for Sanskrit, or the Sanskrit texts were more religiously taken, and the scribes would make it would ensure that the originality of the phones is preserved. But when it was a non-Sanskritic text, an apabhramsha or a prakruta or any other language as such, then the scribes would not be that meticulous in copying down the texts. Hence, variations do occur. It says Jaya Hanumanta Jana Guna Sagara. The orthography of Sa and Ma should be observed over here because they look very similar. The Ma over here and the Sa over here is fairly similar. Similarly, the orthography of Na and the orthography of Ga is fairly similar. It should be noted over here. The Ta and the Na are two other things which appear to be similar over in this particular script. It says Jaya Hanumanta Jnana Guna Sagara. Then the next is Jaya Kapisha Triha Loka Ujagara. Jaya Kapisha. The word Kapisha over here, similar to Hanumanta, is more of a Sanskritic in nature rather than Avadhi in the forms. Similarly, Triha is also uh, more is an apabhramsha which is not, or a prakruta which is not really but not Avadhi as such. The text says Tihu, but here it says Triha. Now, and also it should be observed that the Sanyuktakshara Tra has been used over here, and which is different from Ta. So it is very similar to the T and Ra, what is used in Devanagari. So a Devanagari Tra is typically written as such, and here in as such, and in Nagari a Tra is written as such. Tra. So it says Jaya Kapishu Jaya Kapisha Triha Loka Ujagara. Then further it says Rama Duta Rama Duta Atu Lita Bala Dhama. Now the Ra is similar, orthographically similar to Ga. Where did Ga go? Oh, yeah. This Ga and this Ra are orthographically similar. While reading text, it should be taken care. It should be they should be handled with care. Now, Rama, Duta. Similarly, Du and Ha seem to be similar. Uh, this Du over here with a Dirgha U and this Ha over here appear to be similar. Rama, Duta, Atu, Lita, Baladhama, a Viramam. Then Anjani. Once again, it differs from the text what we have in what is more popular in Hanuman Chalisa. It says Anjani. In Hanuman Chalisa, it says Anjani. Here it says Anjani. So Anjani is the Raswa Ikara. Right? Ikara with a small e. Ikara with a lower sustenance, with a smaller amount of time sustenance. But here what has been used is a dirgha e, that is a bigger e or a e with a larger sustenance. So it says Anjani Putra. The similarity of Pu and A should be observed. Orthographic similarity of Pu and A should be observed. Anjani Putra. Then it says Pavana Sutta Nama. The next part is Mahabali Now, once again, it differs from the original text, which says Mahavira. Here it is used Mahabali, Vikrama, Bajarangi, Kumati, Kumati, Nivara. Here we should observe the Truti Purakam. This Truti Purakam or an Hamsapadam or a Kakapadam is essentially a carrot. What it symbolizes is that a phone has been missed out and it is being appended above or below it. In this case, it points downwards, which means that a phone has been appended below. Instead of it, if it were to point upward, it would mean that the phone is being written above. So now here we should read as ni va, then come down to ra and then na, then go back to sa. So what it says is Nivarana Sumati ke Sangi Kanchana Varana. The next word is Kanchana Varana. Now once again we should observe the orthographic similarity of cha and va. In a typical Devanagari, cha is written as such, but in the Nagari alphabet, cha is written as such, which is very much similar to the va. Now, they both Devanagari and Nagari va are orthographically same. So it should be observed that Kanchana Varana is what has been written, and the cha and va are orthographically look similar. So reading a Nagari text, we should take care of chas and vas, the gas and nas, the sas and mas, the pa and ya, the ra and ga are all similar in Nagari script. The next part of the manuscript we shall read in the next video. Thank you all, have a good day, and may Lord Hanuman protect all of us.